For the past couple of days, LeBron James was yet again the focal point of many people who secretly wanted to see him lose in the Olympic Games. Unfortunately for them, this didn't happen. Instead, Team USA won the gold, despite having some rough games on the way. But this wasn't the main topic that was discussed in the mainstream media, that was discussed among YouTubers, haters, and so on. The topic was another one. It was that Steph Curry allegedly carried LeBron James to the Olympic gold, and how LeBron didn't even deserve to be an Olympic MVP. A topic so absurd and pathetic that at some point I just said to myself, you know what, someone just has to show the truth, someone just has to show the real numbers. We just have to take a look at the numbers and check who indeed was the MVP of the series. And most importantly, we need to check if LeBron James was indeed carried by Steph Curry for the GOAT. I won't start this the usual way. We all know the narrative of LeBron haters. It consists of a couple of points, the most famous of them being difficult games though, fourth quarters though, clutch time though. Now let's start with the first one. The Olympic MVP is not given only based on the performance in the last game or the last two games. People who claim that LeBron got carried by Curry completely disregard the existence of the first game, as they call them easy. They're saying it doesn't really matter whether you perform good in the easy games, you are the guy only if you perform, if you show up in the difficult games. The problem of that argument though is that it has a flip side. If the first games were so easy, how come an alleged Olympic MVP was horrible in all of them? I repeat, horrible in all of them. It doesn't make any sense. Those games were easy. So let's begin with some numbers. In the first 4 games of the Olympic, Curry produced the robust stats of 29 points while being 10 of 28 from the field, which is as good as 35.7%, and being 520 from the 3. He also got 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 0 blocks, and 4 turnovers for 77 minutes in the field. At the same time, while being carried, LeBron only amassed 55 points on 23 out of 34 from the field, which is good for 67.8% and 1 out of 7 from the 3. He also got 23 rebounds, 31 assists, 5 steals, 1 block, and 17 turnovers for 83 minutes in the field. As you see, LeBron has almost twice as many points, twice as many rebounds, almost 4 times more assists, 4 more steals, and 1 block advantage over Curry. The latter had clear edge in only one stat. He had less turnovers. But guys, this is quite normal, as LeBron James was the guy who was the facilitator of Team USA. In other words, he had the ball most of the time, so the likelihood of a turnover would naturally increase. This is super logical. And on top of everything, LeBron was almost twice as accurate from the field compared to Curry. Those are just facts. So after we established that in the first 4 games, LeBron was definitely carried by Curry, who was dominating those easy matches, let's focus on the really interesting part, the semi-final versus Serbia and the final versus France. This is where Curry shined, and this is where LeBron choked and got carried by Steph. In the last 2 matches of the Olympics, Curry had the following impressive stats: 60 points on 62.5% shooting, including the mind-blowing 65.3% shooting from the 3. Absolutely incredible, no doubts about it. Apart from that, Steph added 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 0 blocks, and 7 turnovers. LeBron James, on the other hand, while clearly being carried, added 30 points on 63.1% from the field, including 3 out of 6 from the 3. He also added 18 rebounds, 20 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, and 7 turnovers. Somehow, just somehow, LeBron James has 3 times more assists and 2 times more rebounds, while choking equally with Steph for only 7 turnovers. And if you calculate the points assisted and scored, you can see that Steph contributed for 74 points, while LeBron contributed for 70 points in the last 2 games of the Olympics. Now, after all, those numbers might be super close, but please don't let that convince you otherwise, because we all know that Steph definitely carried LeBron to the GOAT. Now, how do you carry a player who contributes 4 less points than you, and on the other hand, he's shooting 63% from the field and he's out-rebounding you 2-1? That is a topic that I don't really want to open, so I will let the LeBron haters answer that in the comment section. Now, on the serious note, it shouldn't be denied that Steph was the guy in those 2 matches. However, using the word carried or saved is downright ridiculous and simply doesn't represent the reality. Now let's focus on the other argument LeBron haters love to repeat. Fourth quarter though. And they're right, being good in the fourth quarter is important, as well as being good in the first, and in the second, and in the third. In fact, if you win the first 3 quarters 20-10 each, you can lose the last 0-20 and you will still win the game. Get it? But anyways, let us see if LeBron really had horrible 4 quarters in those 2 matches when it was needed the most, when it mattered the most. In the fourth quarter against Serbia, LeBron had 6 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists, while his majestic chef savior Curry had 9 points, 1 rebound and 1 steal. Again, do not get deceived guys, LeBron definitely got carried in the fourth quarter versus Serbia, even though he scored or assisted for more points than Curry and grabbed far more rebounds than Steph. And now, let's take a look at the clutch plays in that fourth quarter against Serbia. Do not forget that it was LeBron who assisted Embiid for a 2+1 when USA were down 7 and this cut the lead to 4. Do not forget that LeBron got a rebound and immediately did a layup that tied the game later. Do not forget that LeBron assisted to Curry to give Team USA the lead for the first time in the fourth. Then do not forget that LeBron got another rebound and did another layup to increase the lead to 3. Those are all clutch plays, guys. Yes, LeBron did miss a 3, but he did so much more in the fourth. You cannot say ever that he choked in the fourth quarter against Serbia, and you cannot say ever that he wasn't clutch against Serbia. And this leads me to the final versus France. We all know that LeBron had 5 turnovers in that game. But do you know who also had 5 turnovers? Steph Curry. But don't worry, as long as they're not in the fourth quarter, it is all good. It is all good, guys. Joking aside, LeBron had 2 points, 2 assists and 4 turnovers in the fourth quarter of the final, while Curry had 12 points, 1 steal and 1 turnover. This time there is no doubt. Curry did carry LeBron in that quarter. Curry was the clear-cut best player in the fourth. The problem is, Team USA was in the lead during the entire quarter. They never lost the lead, not for a second. The worst position they ever were in was 3 points lead and possession. What Curry did is he sealed the game. He never saved anyone as they were not losing in the first place. So bottom line is, in the 2 difficult games on the road to the Olympic GOAT, LeBron contributed to only 4 less points than Curry while being better in defense. When it comes to the fourth quarters, LeBron contributed more in the fourth quarter against Serbia, while Curry was better in the fourth quarter versus France. If MVP was given to the best player in the finals, Curry would have gotten it. However, apparently this isn't the case. So unfortunately for LeBron haters, Curry never carried LeBron. The facts are not on their side. Not when it comes to the fourth quarter, not when it comes to the difficult games, not when it comes to the so-called easy games. Bottom line.